Trina, it's 7, so whenever you're ready, let me know.
Okay, I am ready. Okay, so I'll go ahead. Good evening. The May 11th, 2020 meeting of the Milltown Borough Council will now come to order. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Council President Farkas?
Here.
Councilman Dixon?
Here.
Councilman Ligotti?
Here.
Councilwoman Neubauer?
Here.
Councilman Peretti?
Here.
Councilman Zambrana? Mayor, we have 6 present.
Thank you. Will the clerk please read the open public meeting statement?
Let the minutes reflect that adequate notice of the holding this regular business meeting of the Borough Council was provided by the adoption of a resolution and the posting, filing, and forwarding of a copy of the same to the official borough newspapers, Home News Tribune, and Star Ledger Publishing Companies on January 9th, 2020. Re-notice of access to meeting via teleconference was published on May 6, 2020. Public participation in this meeting will be permitted during public hearings and after the agenda of scheduled matters has been completed. When public comments are open to participants who would like to speak, they must press *6 on their phone or can press the question mark box on their web or app-based program. This will add a queue and the borough clerk will identify those wishing to address the council by their name or phone number provided on the app.
Thank you. Now we will have a moment of silence, followed by a salute to our flag. The flag is behind Councilman Ligotti, but we'll start with a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America,
To the
and to the republic for which it
stands,
stands, one
one
nation,
under
God,
indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Next on the agenda, we have a presentation, an Eagle Scout project request and presentation by Henry Coates.
Let me just unmute him. Hold on 1 second.
Thank you.
Oops. Hi, Henry. I've unmuted you so you can speak to council.
Okay. Hello, my name is Henry Coates. I'm a Life Scout with Troop 33, and I'd like to present my Eagle Scout project. My project is to repair and improve the gazebo in Gloria Bradford Park. I plan on sanding and repainting the chipped railings, and also repairing the concrete steps, which are now chipped and damaged. I also plan to power wash the floors and foundation of the gazebo and repaint them. I'd also like to install a 5 by 10 foot area of new pavers, which would be from the gazebo to the blacktop. Also, I plan on building a 6 by 8 foot plant bed near the pavers and fill it with new perennials.
Okay.
Anything else, Henry?
I have one question. It's Councilman Dixon.
Sure.
Okay.
When do you plan on starting this?
I plan on starting as soon as possible.
Okay. And approximately how long will it take? I'm only thinking through the mess that we're going through right now. Is that going to be a problem for you? Is it going to create a problem?
I don't think it's going to create a problem because I'm going to enforce social distancing while everyone works on the project and have everyone separated. And as well as give everyone masks, gloves, make sure everyone's safe while we work.
Okay, Henry, are
Thank
you in contact with Ralph Jasnowski, the Director of Public Works?
Yeah.
Henry, this is Doug.
And how are you going to get your financing for this? Are you doing your own financing?
I plan to have everything donated.
Perfect. Okay.
Henry, this
Any
is
other
Councilman
questions?
Farkas. I was over at the site yesterday, and I believe in your letter you had asked about the colors for the railing and the base of the gazebo. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
My opinion, and I'm only one of 6, but I think the colors can stay the same. That dark green I think is good for the handrails, and the base of the gazebo I believe is beige.
Yeah.
It's gonna require a little power washing to get it where you need it to get some good paint on it. So I give you a lot of credit, and the stairs are kind of beat up. So good for you for tackling this project. It's gonna really look nice when you're done. So kudos to you for tackling this project.
Thank you.
Anyone else have any questions? Well, Henry, thanks so much for telling us what you're planning on doing, and good luck to you.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Okay. Moving on our agenda, we will have comments from the audience on resolutions. If any member of the public wishes to speak on resolutions, please follow the instructions of the clerk, and these comments are limited to resolutions listed on the agenda.
We're going to start the Q&A, and if you would like to make a comment, please, if you're dialed in, press *6. If you're on an app or web-based program, you can hit the question mark on the app to add you to the queue. We'll give you a minute to queue up, and then we'll announce any resident who'd like to speak.
Q&A session has started. Q&A session is over.
Here she is.
Thank you. Seeing none, we will move on to bills and claims. Will the clerk please read Resolution 20-097 by title only?
Authorizing the payments of bills, claims, and statements against the Borough of Milltown in the total amount of $2,116,607.76.
You've heard the reading of this resolution. What is your pleasure?
Make a
Move that this resolution be adopted.
Second.
I have a resolution by, a motion by Councilman Dixon, second by Councilman Legati. Any discussion? Will the clerk please call the roll?
Council President Farkas?
Aye.
Councilman Dixon?
Aye.
Councilman Legati?
Aye.
Councilman Neubauer?
Aye.
Councilman Peretti?
Aye.
Councilman Zambrana?
Aye.
Mayor, we have 6 ayes.
Thank you. Next, we will move on to the consent resolution. A consent resolution has been prepared to cover the resolutions listed on the agenda. If any member of the council wants any resolution acted upon individually, please give me the resolution number and it will be pulled from the consent resolution. Seeing none, will the clerk please read the resolution, or the consent resolution?
Whereas pursuant to the rules of council, the council may establish a consent agenda for any regular or special meeting. And whereas the Borough Clerk has posted a consent agenda for this meeting, now therefore be it resolved by the Mayor and Borough Council of the Borough of Milltown, County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey, that the consent agenda previously prepared by the Borough Clerk be approved without the necessity of having the individual resolutions read by the Borough Clerk.
Thank you. You've heard the reading of this resolution. What is your pleasure?
Move that this resolution be adopted.
Second.
Second it.
We have a motion by Council President Farkas, second by Councilwoman Newbauer. Will the clerk, any discussion? Will the clerk please call the roll?
Council President Farkas,
Aye.
Councilman Dixon,
Aye.
Councilman Legati,
Aye.
Councilwoman Newbauer,
Aye, sorry.
Councilman Peretti,
Aye.
Councilman Zambrana.
Aye.
Mayor, we have 6 ayes.
Thank you.
Mayor,
now
did
we
we
will
miss
move on.
item 6 on the agenda?
I have that it was tabled.
Table
Is that not the
to-
case?
Okay. Yeah, I didn't read that part.
Thanks for keeping us on our toes, Nick. So next we will move on to council reports, starting with the Department of Finance, Administration, and Planning, led by Councilman Phil Zambrana.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. So we have received the 2018 audit finally. Thank you very much to Jeanette for making sure that that was accomplished. As we continue moving forward with 2019, we continue to work on the budget for 2020, and hopefully we'll have that squared away in the next month or so. And that's all I have to report.
Okay, thank you. Next, we have the Department of Public Safety from Councilman Nick Legati.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. The Milltown Fire Department month-end report for April 2020. Total number of fire calls, 12. Total number of training details, 0. Total number of work details, 4. Total number of meeting details, 1. Total incidents, 17. General announcements. The department is following guidelines provided by the OEM as well as the New Jersey Division of Fire Safety in order to maintain a safe environment during COVID-19 crisis. Training. Per the recommendations of the New Jersey State Division of Fire Safety, all in-person group training has been postponed. We have transitioned to online learning and activities for the interim. Vehicle maintenance. Annual preventive maintenance service has been performed on all apparatus, awaiting council approval to move forward with repairs. Packing for our move to the new building has been put on hold due to COVID-19 restrictions. 4 gas meters have been repaired, calibrated, and returned to service. Okay. There is no official police report for today. I'm hoping to have it for the next meeting. I would like to say that on May 5th, Milltown Police arrested a man in conjunction with multiple car break-ins. The police chief is just urging people to please lock your vehicle doors, and it was a great job by our police department in apprehending this person. I will give you today's up-to-date coronavirus report, which is pretty much the same as last meetings, but I'll read it all again for everyone. All non-essential businesses are closed. Social distancing is still in effect. Police Chief Kennelly is saying that we are still doing a good job, but as the weather gets nicer, please maintain social distancing. All playgrounds and parks remain closed. Milltown Senior Center remains closed. If there are any seniors in need of information, please contact the borough directly. Please follow the rules when removing rubber gloves and masks to dispose of them properly. Borough buildings continue to be closed to the public. Modified schedule for borough employees is in place to help protect their health. Office of Emergency Management, police, fire, rescue squad, borough officials, and the county continue to meet so that our borough is as safe as possible. Please check the Milltown Borough website and county website for all coronavirus updates. And that concludes my report, Madam Mayor.
Great. Thank you very much. Next, we have the Department of Utilities, Council President Randy Farkas.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. For the month of April, the Utility Department has the following work: 52 daily station checks, 30 substation checks, 25 plus utility markouts. Water samples. Disinfectant residual testing was performed on April 1st, 8th, and the 15th. All results were satisfactory. For the electrical utility, various electric meters were replaced. A home on First Street had flickering lights and the service was reconnected. 5 street lights were repaired. A Verizon pole on North Main Street broke during a heavy windstorm. Milltown Utilities worked with High Energy Electric to install 3 new transformers and transfer the wires after the pole had been set by Verizon. Ongoing maintenance of overhead wiring has resumed and several deficiencies repaired. Several spans of secondary wiring were retensioned. Tree trimming was performed around primary and secondary wires in several locations. Station maintenance was performed. For the water department, 1 broken water meter was replaced and a new remote reader was installed. Curb stops were located for various customers. Modifications to the Elkins Lane booster station were performed to enhance the performance of the chlorine injection system. Sewer department. Several sewer issues were reported and the utilities department responded with the sewer machine to do some cleaning. As always, the utility department works hand in hand with the utility billing department to ensure accurate utility charges. We troubleshoot faulty meters and work very hard to resolve any billing issues that occur. The utility department has been adapting to the COVID-19 crisis by implementing social distancing and keeping employees in designated vehicles so that we can be safe and continue to serve the public. We understand that there has been a paper goods shortage. Residents should only be flushing toilet paper. Our older pumps cannot process baby wipes, napkins, or paper towels, and this has been resulting in lift station failures. We pulled a pump this week and it was clogged with wipes and rubber gloves. These items must be tossed into the trash. A reminder to all residents, if you have a water, sewer, or electric emergency, you can call Milltown Police Dispatch at 732-828-2100, extension 0, for service at any time. For non-emergency situations like reporting a street light out or a leaking fire hydrant, you can call the utility office at 732-828-2100, extension 137. Or you can now report non-emergency problems on the borough website. If you have any questions about water or electric service or your water or electric bill, please call 732-828-2100, extension 183. And that concludes the utilities report, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Next, we have the Department of Public Works and Recycling, Councilwoman Hannah Neubauer.
Good evening, Madam Mayor. I actually don't have a report tonight. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Next is Department of Environmental Health and Social Services, Councilman Ron Dixon.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Tonight I have to report that the rabies clinic scheduled for Tuesday, May 19th at 6 p.m. has been canceled. All rabies clinics have been canceled throughout the county by Middlesex County. If any person has a question on this, please go on the Middlesex County website at middlesexcountynj.gov to answer your questions. But as of right now, all rabies clinics have been postponed due to, again, to the virus. And if I may, Councilman Ligotti, I think the police department did an excellent job in the arrest of that individual for car break-ins. I give them all the kudos I can, but it should be noted to the people that we did our job, or our police department did our job. Individual was let go that night at the advice of individuals, and the next night he was arrested again by North Brunswick for creating twice as many break-ins in that town. So one night later, this is what happens. And that's my report, Madam Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. And next we have the Department of Recreation, Councilman James Peretti.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. For recreation, the SAC program remains closed due to the direction of the governor and Milltown School District. All SAC refunds, with the exception of per diems, have been requested. Please note that we will be billing for any February and March per diems that were used. If per diems were not used, however, a refund will be submitted. All spring sports refunds have also been issued. Please allow extra time to receive it via mail. Registration for all summer programs, such as Albert Avenue Recreation, Summer SAC, and the Borough Pool, are being developed on Community Pass, but remain closed at this time until a later date while we continue to monitor the directions from the state for all summer programs. If you have already reapplied for a summer position with Albert Avenue Summer Rec or the Borough Pool, we will contact you upon council approval and once again when our needs and guidelines have been defined. Similarly, if you are a new applicant, we will contact you via phone or email to set up a virtual interview once we know our needs and guidelines for any such summer programs. The Recreation Department would like to thank everyone for their patience during this time and continue to pray for everyone's safety and well-being. We ask that you still abide by all social distancing orders. Thank you, Madam Mayor. That concludes my report.
Thank you. Next, we'll move on to our administrator's report.
I have no report tonight, Mayor.
Thank you. Next, we will move on to our engineer's report.
Yes, Madam Mayor, thank you. Just about 5 items tonight. On our list is, as we promised, plans at Tracy Drive have been completed. We'll be submitting to NJDOT for their review and approval on Friday. We've been assisting the borough with consumer confidence report for the water system. That is the yearly report that's sent out on behalf of the mayor and borough council regarding the condition of the water system for the last year. We're working with your utility folks on that report. A list of final completion items related to the site work at the Public Works Complex was submitted to the contractor, McCullough Construction. We are awaiting a date as to when this work will be performed. A letter of recommendation from our office regarding the recoat for the water storage tank will be provided to the borough this week for action at your next meeting. And lastly, we've been working with John Eckert preparing a request for quotations for its annual maintenance contract for the substation. And that's all we have tonight, Mr. Mayor, unless there's any questions.
Any questions for our engineer? No? Okay, thank you, Mike. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Next, we have any report from our borough attorney?
Nothing to report tonight, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Now we would normally go to old business of Councilman Zambrano or anyone else that has anything from their committees. I think we were going to give the committee folks a chance to chime in before we go to old and new business.
Yes, Madam Mayor. I believe that Dave Potter, the president of the 4th of July organization from Milltown, is online, and he'd like to give an update concerning the 4th of July.
Thank you. So, Gabriella, if you could
Dave Potter's been unmuted. Dave, you can speak whenever you're ready.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Councilman Zambrano, and good evening, Madam Mayor and Council. On behalf of the Milltown 4th of July organization, with the agreement and support of the Mayor, Borough Council, Police, and Office of Emergency Management, I would like to provide an update of the activities for this year's 4th of July. In the best interest of the health and public safety of our residents, volunteers, emergency staff, town employees, visitors, and vendors, we will not be able to do the following activities for this year's 4th of July in Milltown. The 1 mile fun run and 5K, sponsored by the Knights of Columbus, the parade, the park festivities, and the fireworks. Please know this was not an easy decision to make, but in the best interest of our town, it was the right one to make. However, we cannot let our nation's birthday go uncelebrated. So in preparation for and on the 4th of July, in continuing with our tradition, we will be having events and activities around the town that would adhere to social distancing guidelines. We will be providing these activities and events on our website, milltown4thofjuly.org, social media in the weeks to come. We thank you in advance for your support and understanding, and rest assured, we will come back next year stronger than ever. Thank you, Mayor and Council, for this time to speak.
Thank you,
Madam
Mr.
Mayor?
Potter. Yes, I was just going to ask, I wanted to say thanks to Dave and ask if the council had any questions or comments.
Yes, Madam Mayor. You know, I know better than most about the 4th of July, as I was the chairman for 6 years. While it is very disappointing that due to what's happening in our world today, the crazy world we're living in, the 4th of July is going to be changed a little bit. But I just want to point out to all the residents and everyone here that the 4th of July that goes on is a year in the making, sometimes even more than a year in the making. So while it's disappointing that it won't go on as we know it, that doesn't take away from the efforts of the members, from Dave Potter and the members of the 4th of July Committee, because they put probably a good 10 months of planning in. You know, the world kind of stopped about 2 months ago. So I just want all the residents to know, I know there's going to be some disappointment, but don't take it out on them. They try extremely hard. It's a very, very tenuous task to put on that day. As a matter of fact, they're victims of their own success. They do it so well, they make it look easy, but it's not an easy thing to do. So I just hope everyone remembers that, and let's rally around the 4th of July Committee to make it a special day, no matter if it's what we're used to or not.
Thank you. Anyone else from the council have any questions or comments? If not, I will say to Mr. Potter and the entire 4th of July Committee that, you know, I agree that I thank you for all of your hard work, and I most importantly thank you for your really careful consideration to all of the circumstances that surround this year's 4th of July. And I'm sure it wasn't an easy decision for you and the committee. I know, you know, everyone's disappointed, and I know that you're, you know, doing what's best for all of us. And so, you know, I appreciate it and say thank you.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, and thank you, Council.
You're welcome.
Okay. So if we have no other questions there, we'll go back to our regular order agenda. Does any member of the council have any old business they'd like to bring before the council this evening? Seeing none, how about new business? Does any member of the council have any new business they would like to bring? Okay. Next, we'll move on to audience comments. If any member of the audience would like to speak, please follow the directions of the clerk. Please give your name and address for the record when you speak.
If you'd like to make a public comment, please press *6 if you've dialed in, or you can press the question box on your web-based app or your
Q&A session has started.
Okay, we don't have anyone queuing up. I don't know if you want to give another second.
No,
Okay.
I think we gave him at least a minute. Okay.
Q&A session is over.
Okay, Madam Mayor, if I may, stepping down as counsel, but talking as the commander of the American Legion. The American Legion will be recognizing Memorial Day with Memorial Day services, as we have done in the past, at the corner of JFK and Washington Avenue. Social distancing will be recognized, and we will be doing that. The gentlemen in the service that have given their lives for our freedom deserve this, and we will be doing it. The American Legion and its members only will be traveling to St. Peter's Cemetery next week and putting out 3,500 flags at St. Peter's Cemetery in New Brunswick on our servicemen's graves. Once again, we will be recognizing proper distancing and everybody be wearing masks. But these gentlemen deserve that no matter what's happening right now, and we have to maintain that. And that's stepping down from my council position, and I thank you, Madam Mayor, for that position. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you, Councilman Dixon. Appreciate it. Do we have any update, or will we next week, about the Milltown Fire Department Memorial Day activities? Nick, do you know anything?
It wasn't included in their report, but I will touch base with the fire chief and get you an update.
Okay, thank you. Any other, now we're to the council comments, so anybody else have any other comments from the council? Okay, seeing none, I will say that we have, because Memorial Day is 2 weeks from tonight, we will be having our next meeting next Monday, May 18th at 7 o'clock, right here on line. So please join us. If you have any questions or concerns, please reach out to any of us at any time. We appreciate you joining us this evening. And with that, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
I have a motion by Council President Farkas, second by Councilman Ligotti. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Thank you all for joining this evening. Stay well and stay safe. Take care. Bye.
Take care. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Good night.